there is a very big developing matter, and it's because of Wike. Wike may be sacked by TINUBU any moment from now, and it's because of his sons. There's been this call, both in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, for TINUBU to sack Wike immediately because of the way he went about with his sons on an official duty with Nigerian money. Let's look at it. Wike's issue, people have been talking about it. The internet has been set ablaze by the way Wike is pushing these two of his sons. You know what Nigerian politicians do with their children? They try to force their children into the system so that the children of the poor masses will remain poor, while the children of the rich and the politicians continue to rule over the children of the poor. And Wike is not even hiding his own. His own seems to be very, very, very open. That's what we'll be looking at in this very video. Look at the two sons of Wike, and we will show you how what they did could land, force TINUBU to sack them. AAC party calls for FCT minister Wike sacking for taking two sons as delegates to Dubai summit. Can you imagine? You know, Wike, it appears he doesn't send, he doesn't care, he does whatever he wants, he says whatever he wants. There was a summit that Wike was to represent Nigeria in Dubai. And what did Wike do? Wike took his sons, biological children, his boys, took them there as official delegates of Nigeria. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? He took his sons, two sons, not even one or two of them, as delegates to Dubai summit, of course, with Nigerian taxpayers' money. The African Action Congress, AAC, Federal Capital Territory, FCT chapter, has condemned the misuse of public office. This is very important, and it's important we begin to hold these people that see themselves as emperors. It's important we begin to hold them accountable. The AAC has condemned the misuse of public office by the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, following his recent trip to Dubai, United Arab Emirates, for the 2025 Asia Pacific Cities Summit and Mayors Forum. In a statement signed by its chairman, Ajena Robert Ande, the party accused the minister of turning his office into a personal business venture, alleging that Wike traveled with his two sons, Jordan and Jacqueline, as part of his delegation to his summit. Remember that there were allegations that Wike were allocating lands, precious prime real estate in Abuja, Federal Capital Territory, to his children. And do not forget that there was that investigation that Wike siphoned River State money, an allegation. It was popular then. Siphoned some money and bought houses in Florida in the United States of America, and then bought it in the name of his children. This is how the rich stack up wealth for their children, why the children of the poor masses cannot even go to secondary school, cannot even graduate, and even those that manage to graduate cannot get job, and even those that manage to get a job cannot get up to 250,000 in a month as salary. And what can 250,000 even do for somebody? The AAC described the act as a clear abuse of office, calling on President Bola Tinubu to immediately sack the minister to end his lavish and arrogant style of leadership. Do you want Wike to be sacked? Please let us know in the comment section. Do you think Wike is doing well as a minister? Let us also know in the comment section. Let's read this paragraph again. The AAC described the act as a clear abuse. What we see in Nigeria is always abuse. Office of the president is sometimes or mostly abused. The governor abused the office in all the demolitions. They just demolish, they demolish people's properties. abusing the office. The police abuse the office. Sometimes the military abuse the office. Sometimes local government chairmen. Sometimes civil servants abuse the office, because the truth is that politicians cannot do some of the things they do without civil servants, without the MDGs, ministries, departments, and agencies. They are the ones that, permanent secretaries. They are the ones that append their signatures and allow themselves to be used by those in power, the politicians, to do the dirty work. The statement read is very important. We call on President TINUBU to sack Minister Wike immediately. If you want me Wike to be sacked, then you can come under the comment and say, TINUBU, sack Wike now. Or, if you don't want Wike to be sacked, maybe his own is not even worse than what the president is doing. The statement read, we call on President TINUBU to sack Minister Wike immediately, putting an end to his lavish and arrogant style of leadership. Is Wike arrogant? Some people say that he was behind the suspension of Fubara in Rivers State. Some people allegedly believe that Wike is the brain behind what Fubara went through. For 6 months, a democratically elected governor was uprooted from his position and a sole administrator was put. Can you imagine? We call on President TINUBU to sack Minister Wike immediately, putting an end to his lavish and arrogant style of leadership. Public funds should not be used for personal gain. You know the painful thing? When they are tasking Nigerians, when they are cutting the throat of Nigerians with tax, they will now lavish the money on themselves, on their children, on their wives, on cars, on their girlfriends, things like that. Why the Nigerian masses are paying those taxes from their nose? Public funds should not be used for personal gain, especially not for family members. This is unacceptable and undermines the trust of the Nigerian people. Do you believe this? What is your thought on this? Let's move on. The party also criticized the poor state of infrastructure and public services in the Federal Capital Territory, accusing Wike of neglecting critical sectors while prioritizing personal comfort. Is there anyone here who is in Abuja who can attest to this? If you are in Nigeria, if you are based in Nigeria right now, or if you are one of us outside Nigeria, but you have been to Abuja recently, let us know the state of things under Wike's care as minister in Abuja. We must move on. Here in FCT, there are schools taking lessons under 3. Schools in Abuja, where the seat of power is. There are schools taking lessons under 3s. There are hospitals without medical facilities and drugs. No wonder TINUBU, Wike, all of them travel outside the nation to Europe for medical checkup. There are families made homeless by the same FCT minister Wike without help. But all he does is to use public funds he refuses to use for the benefit of the public and summon Nigerians for his personal gains and family members. We can't continue like this. This is the height of irresponsibility that must change. You know, citizens must not just be angry, they must demand for the right thing to be done offline and online. The AAC FCT chapter demanded greater accountability and transparency in governance, describing Wike's conduct as the height of irresponsibility that must change. This kind of irresponsibility, we see it in many politicians in Africa. We see it in most politicians in Africa, in Nigeria. Both governors, some presidents are like that. Some presidents, you cannot even trace their age. You cannot even trace where they come from. You cannot even trace their certificate. Yet, they are imposed as the leaders of the masses. And the question is, what now becomes the fate of the children of the poor masses? What now becomes the fate of the children of a teacher, of the lecturer? What in a nation where doctors go on strike, where lecturers go on strike, what now becomes the fate of a carpenter? What now becomes the fate of a civil servant, a local government worker, a teacher? What now becomes the fate of a security person? These are the questions that the politicians should be asked when they use this taxpayers' money, when they use money, borrowed money, because the National Assembly just approved TINUBU to borrow more money, right? If these monies are borrowed and used for the good of the nation, people wouldn't complain. But when they are borrowed and they are used for things like this, it begs the question. It makes the masses look as if they are fools. If you like this video, click on like, share this video, click on subscribe, click on join to become a full member of our channel. And most importantly, there's another important video on the screen. Click on it and watch now.